one works out. We'll see how that one works out. Hello. Where's that thing on my head? There you go. Woo. Hello, folks. Oh, I should probably clean my glasses off. And we'll see if anybody shows up. I don't know if YouTube notifies people that I'm live. I see a thumbs up. I know it's not mine. There we go. It's so funny. Christine and Penny Myers, nice to see you. So proud of my ability to see who's there without my sunglasses on. No, I know. Heather MC, the Heather MC. Yes, Beth After Dark, halfway to pajamas. Seriously, I have my pajama pants already on. So hey, Christine and Penny and Dina and Heather and Leslie with an S and not a Z, and Michelle and Cheryl with an S and Suzanne and Christina. Long a time no see, huh? I hope this is part of your me time. There we go. Yeah, Therapy Gal Sue. Hi everyone. After dark and after work. Yes. Very cool. Well, I know that many of you or some of you are on the West Coast of the United States, and part of you are also working during the day. And so, since we have had some fun and gotten the decluttering done, I thought it might be cool to just schedule at least one YouTube live in the evening. Yeah. Yay, Penny. Penny, yeah, I've been missing you guys too. Leslie gave me a thumbs up already. All right, I don't know how to do it, but I see 17 little people here and I see 6 thumbs. I don't know if the thumbs ups is really going to get it so other people other than us know it, but hey, this is a cool group of people. So, are you halfway to pajamas? I'm halfway to pajamas. I got my pajama pants in here. I ate my dinner. I'm gonna I started reading a book. There's that. So how are you doing? Are you doing okay? I hope so. If you're not, that's totally okay. I will admit, I think it would be disingenuous of me to not just share that I too, or I am apoplectic. I don't know. I hide it well if it's apoplectic, but I cannot believe what's going on in the country and in the world because of the country lately. Um, but I'm doing my best to hold it all together. I'm practicing feeling my feelings. I'm practicing deep breathing, and I am practicing getting out of overwhelm and into action. So I just offer that to you as a person to a person, that we are all here to help each other, that greed and meanness are not tolerated here. But yes, Penny Myers, the struggle is real, but we're here together. That's the most important part. So I just wanted to, and here's my thought. I want to acknowledge that, but I don't want us to wallow in the mire. Even with Jim Morrison, wallowing. No, we don't like something, we're going to do something about it. I made a donation to the World Kitchen, I think it's called today, expressly for Ukraine. I am voting with my time and my pocketbook and my thumbs ups and different things like that. So I am taking small actions as opposed to just throwing the covers over my head. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hun. So Therapy Gal Sue, it is absolutely horrific and fighting. Yeah. Military widow. So I can imagine it is touching a lot of sore spots. We are living through, I don't want to get too deep. I want us to kind of, I don't want us to leave here coming, feeling bummed. But this is to just remind all of us that we have had it pretty easy. Some of us have anyway. I will admit my white heterosexual women's privilege in the last many decades. Not everybody has, but we have to be reminded, oh, that's right. The things that are important, we need to fight for. The things that are important to us, if we don't want them taken away from us, We need to hold on to them and do something so that somebody doesn't take it away from us. And I mean human decency, kindness, love, all sorts of good things. We need to be the change we want to see in the world. And the reason I bring this up too is seriously is because how we learn to deregulate, no, dysregulate, no, regulate our nervous systems, deregulation, like there's no regulation. Cheryl is offering no buying on February 28th is a good thing. Here's the thing. Notice that there are ways that you can really make an impact, and a lot of them have to do with clutter. Um, the fact that uh, many of us have too much in our houses because we bought a bunch of stuff, because there are corporations and companies and greedy people out there who make it so easy for us to just hit the feeder button and get something delivered to us. Now, have I done that in the past? Hell yeah. Will I make more mindful decisions in the future? Hell yeah, again, you know? Yes. And so I just offer to you these skills I am teaching you to help you get out of overwhelm so you can start decluttering your home. It's the exact same process as not being overwhelmed by all the overwhelming things in the world and getting into action to change something you don't like. The process is the same. So we can be talking about being overwhelmed by too much stuff in your house. You can be talking about the same feeling of overwhelm and shutdown is when all this craziness is happening in the world and in the country. But the process is the same. Is recognizing how certain things make you feel, putting boundaries, slowing down, putting boundaries up, saying no to that, and saying yes to doing something to counteract it, you know? Um, So I'm just sharing with you that what we're learning here isn't just about, oh, my house looks nice, but honestly, is creating a center where you feel safe in this world where you may not feel safe outside. Being surrounded by things and people that you love and are useful and sharing. Oh my gosh, especially sharing your abundance with people who really are going to be affected by what is going on, people who are losing their jobs and their homes and their health insurance and all sorts of things. Yes. And Leslie says, which is so true, good to acknowledge where we are. Yes. As I said, I would not be a human being if I just pretended like this was recorded on any other time of life. However, acknowledging where we are, but not getting paralyzed. That's me trying to be paralyzed. No, starting in our homes, in our families, in our communities. Notice the opposite of overwhelm is to chunk it down. So chunk down the overwhelm with the world and practice taking action, changing the things you don't like in your own home. That will build the muscle to just remind you that you have power, that you can do something to change what you don't like. So I just offer that to you from the decluttering of your home all the way up to the White House and Elon Musk. Okay. Just putting it out there. But yes. So let's focus on some good stuff because reminding yourself that if you look for the bad, you're going to find the bad. So you know what we're going to do? We get that. We're going to look for the good. We're going to look for the good because it makes us feel better. And when we feel better, we take action and do better. Okay. So Penny Myers is saying the sun was shining here today. The sun was shining here today. And man, was it a game changer. Whoa, man, was it a game changer. It was in the 50s today, which for Pennsylvania, where I am now, um, man, that was nice. I went on a bunch of walks today. I did. I'm just checking my steps right now on my little pedometer. I literally, allegedly, I have to walk like 60 more steps um, uh, to get my 10,000 steps in today. I know it doesn't really matter, but I'll just take the long route to the bathroom tonight, right? Yes, quack quack, Beth and her ducklings. Oh, check this out. You guys, it's sorry. Hold on. See this? It's just bugging me here. Um, this is really cute. I kind of forgot about the mama duck that I am, And I was a mama duck. So a number of weeks ago, I was in for a very short amount of time. I was in Paris, France, with some friends. Now, I tend to be a person who plans travel, so I am very comfortable knowing the destination I want to get to and planning the route to get there. Not just abstractly for decluttering purposes or road trips, but when I'm traveling anyway. And so I became the inadvertent mama duck occasionally with our crew. And this was really sweet. Our friends dropped some things over today, and check this out. Yeah, little ducklings, little ducklings. Now, here's the funny thing. I'm going to squeeze this. And the last time I did that, somebody was watching with their dog and their dog went, "Where is it?" You know? So let me just share this with you. As a mama duck, I'm not going to take you anywhere bad, but I'm going to teach you some skills so that you can be a good duck too. I wish there was a song about that. I could sing Disco Duck. But what I want to offer is let's focus on some good stuff. Let's look in the rearview mirror of today. Are there some good things that happened to you today? Are there some good things that you noticed? Did you notice the sunshine? Did you notice that the air might have been a bit softer and kinder because it was slightly warmer out? Did you notice, perhaps I noticed this, I saw a tiny little bud of like little green things shooting up on the corner, you know? I what else good happened today? I did a strength training class. Oof, we're gonna see how I feel tomorrow, but I did it. I hadn't been in a while, and I took care of myself in the class. I admitted that I needed lighter weights. Penny Myers didn't slap anyone. Hey, you know what? It must have been a good day. I didn't even need my AK. Feeling better reminds you that there's always another side to something. And I just offer to you, when you look for the good, you're going to find the good. Look for the good when you're decluttering. Instead of focusing on all the stuff you want to get away, flip it over. Look for the stuff you love in your house. Can I share with you how this may sound strange, and I talked about it, I think, yesterday. Who was it? Ellen, I was mentioning this. We were away this weekend, and I am very particular about what I bring into my house. And so I rarely am buying souvenirs unless I really have kind of run it through its paces. So I offer to you to do the same. Don't just buy a souvenir because you are in the habit of buying souvenirs when you're traveling. Don't go shopping just because you're in the habit of shopping, you know? I was delighted. Delight. Groove is in the heart. I love delight. And boy, was I delighted when we checked into one of our hotels this weekend and there was a throw pillow with this funky, fun, bright, um, abstract print on it that I was like, oh, that would look awesome in our house. And so they sold them, so I bought some. Now that was something that brought me joy, but it looked good. I knew it was gonna have a function. I knew exactly where it was gonna go, so I feel good about it. I have some pillows that I bought a number of years ago now. Definitely it was 2016, maybe 2017. I should probably look it up. At the Marimekko store when they still had one in um, in New York City down near Italy. They do not have it anymore. But I saw those pillows and I immediately was like, oh, those, I so love those. And it was a big deal for me to buy these because I wasn't making a lot of money. And I splurged and got the IKEA pillow inserts. I still, to this day, every time I look at those, they bring me joy. So I ask of you, let's play I Spy with my little eye. You are sitting somewhere right now, maybe looking at the screen, maybe not. Look around. Look around and what delights you? What do you look past the stuff that bugs you, unless you're going to do something about it tonight, but even now, focus on the stuff that you see that delights you and notice how that makes you feel when you look at something you like. It makes you feel good. I love it. Danielle says her plants. Now I'm looking right ahead, and as I often do, this may sound silly, but I bought a lampshade in Florida a number of years ago. and it brings me delight every time I see it. It also brings me light because um, uh, it is lampshade. Now, Cheryl says, my two dogs snuggling in bed with me. Oh, I love that. I love that. And don't worry, I will not, if they're snuggling, I will not squeak the little ducks. Yeah. Christine, I've got nothing. You've got something. We have stuff to be grateful for. There we go. Danielle was elaborating plants and ceramics I made and pictures of my nieces and nephew. Yep, I've got nieces and nephew. My Dyson? Sure. I will share with you. I was tardy to the party about these kind of, rechargeable lightweight vacuums. I said to my husband, I am so glad we bought this because I was changing the stuff from the washing machine to the dryer after I was doing my coaching this evening. And I noticed all these little white things filling out because guess what? I left a Kleenex in the pocket of my yoga pants. So I had done a dark thing of laundry, but a white thing, a white, um, there were little white things of bits of pieces of a Kleenex, and they started coming out and falling on the floor in front of the washer and dryer. I was so delighted to be able to easily walk into the bathroom, easily unhang that cordless vacuum, easily zhuzh it up, and easily put it away. Yeah. And you know what was really fun? I will share this with you. I don't know if this your mileage may vary. I actually love the on the one that we have. I don't remember what brand it is. It has a clear tube where the dirt comes in. I love seeing the results of my efforts that I'm picking up um, dirt and crap like that, you know? So I was like, man, this is really cool. This looks so much better. And look, I'm emptying out this stuff. Now, Sue is saying my desk is clean and I love how it's arranged. Now, notice two different things. It's clean, which is, clean. It looks good. And how it's arranged can really make a difference in the functionality. Are your things arranged so you can easily grab the stuff that you use on a frequent basis? Are your things easy to use, within easy reach? If they're not, consider moving things. Consider moving things that are in the way and you haven't used them in a while. Move them to a place that isn't prime real estate. Now, I'm pretty good at this because I have optimized our house pretty much, but I am always looking for tiny ways to improve something. And usually that comes with something that's bugged me. So here's another thing, looking around, seeing the things you love. Notice how that makes you feel. Then look around and notice the different feeling when your eye lands on something that bugs you. Now, what bugs me here? Eh, well, I've got some papers over there that I still have to do some tax paperwork, but I will say, but the pile is so much smaller than it was. Um, I've got some I've got to find a better place for my chapstick. I don't know, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. So I offer this to you by saying, notice how you feel. The difference in where your eye lands can make you feel good or it can make you feel not so good. But the neat thing is even with the not so good, there is valuable information there to help you figure out if it's not making you feel good. We can flip it over to the other side and figure out, well, what do you want it to be? I think that's kind of fun. I've been thinking to myself lately, so I offer this to you in my house and in the world. This kind of, yep, okay, so noted. This is how it is currently. What do I like it? No. Okay. What am I gonna do about it? So I say that to you looking out onto the news. That can be a bit much, but I still want you to think about it that way. But maybe that is a bit much right now. So let's go just down into whatever room you're in. Now, Penny Myers says chocolate has been her go to. Notice how we try to make ourselves feel better by giving our senses something nice and sweet and delightful. And there ain't nothing wrong with that because you're moving on up, right? There's nothing wrong with that. No. What I just think about is what can I do about what bugs me? Or even just I can do something about what bugs me. That if I'm complaining about something, that's an indication that something could be improved. And the neat thing is when your life is going well and your house looks pretty good, you got very little to complain about. And so, isn't it nice not to be a complainer? A complaint to me is an indication that something's not, there's some friction there. Things are not the way you want it. How do I want it? How do I want it? You know? Um, hey, I love this because it was an idea I had. Cheryl, I don't know if you got it from me, but if you didn't, because I started this, Cheryl is saying, I had to move up our tax appointment to this weekend. And I am so glad that I've been putting those papers in a big envelope labeled Taxes 2024. Game changer. If you haven't started doing it, do it right now for 2025. If you get things in the mail now the things that you get in the mail, you can put in a physical envelope. Things you get email wise, start an email folder that says tax paperwork 2025. And anytime you get those things, just shove it in there. Yay. Okay, cool. Cheryl, I'm so glad you learned that from me because I did that. And man, is it a game changer. Let's all celebrate with Christine. She delights in knowing her taxes were filed today. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Where can I hit those little things? Yay. Here, I'm going to send some of those hearts and smiles and things like that. Awesome, friend. Isn't that a great feeling? To get something you weren't necessarily looking forward to doing done and knowing you don't have to worry about it anymore for this year. Maybe you learned something too from how your taxes went this year that while it's kind of fresh in your mind, you can write a list. Now, I have done this myself because honestly, one of the things I love to do when I am able, and I'm trying to make it more able, is I love to be able to donate money to causes that I care about, especially in times like these. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. Some of those things that I donate are to places that are tax deductible. So I have gotten in the habit of I made a list one year of here's all the places that I donated. And then I printed it out so that the next year I would know to follow up for those places, you know? Now, I love it. My incentive was the TurboTax rates going up after 228. Yes, notice our incentives can be wild and varied. Monetary increase, having to pay more. I'm not going to pay a lot for that muffler. Yeah, I don't want to pay more, so I'm going to buy it now. So I love that. I am so psyched for you, my dear, because I'm still hoping to get ours, done and submitted in the last couple of weeks because we need help with ours. We do. But I often say to the people who help with our taxes, they're not just tax people. They are marriage savers. Because prior to have people helping with the taxes, I was bitching at my husband and he was crabbing right back at me and we were fighting and it was stressful. Didn't like that. Did something about it. Does it cost us money? Yeah. And ours are much more complex. They really are. It is. But yay for doing that. So, yay for good stuff like that there. That's a good thing. What else? What would you like to talk about tonight? It's what, 8:24. I'm going to be here for the next 36 minutes, I guess. What's going to help you today so that when we sign off at 9 o'clock, you're going to feel better than you do now? Notice we have a goal of feeling better. Okay, we have a destination. 9 o'clock, feel better. If you're feeling good right now, note that and be grateful. If you're not feeling so good, what can you do between now and 9 o'clock to make yourself feel better? Now, you can share that in the chat or you can just go and do it. Now, one thing I did was I changed out of my kind of restrictive yoga pants and into my more relaxed pajama pants. That makes me feel good. I'm showing up with you guys. This is fun. I'm reviewing what I did today and feeling pretty good about it. Check this out. Check this out. I had some things scheduled. I had some things I wanted to get done, and I got it. All right. Leslie is headed to Florida on Friday. Awesome. Want to put in a load of laundry and pack? Go for it, my dear. We'll keep you company as you put in your load of laundry, right? You guys, we're not going anywhere. So yeah, put in a load of laundry, and then you can pack while we're here chatting with you. If you have any questions about, packing, decluttering and stuff like that, uh I'm happy to help you with that. But use this time for good. Use this time for something that's going to benefit you. And trust when you ask yourself, what's going to make you feel good? Notice what your answer is. I love it. Penny Meyer says, yes, the washer and dryer are both going on right now. Yeah, actually, our dryer is going on right now because, yes, when I sign off at 9 o'clock, my husband and I are going to fold actually, you know what? I'll probably do the folding because he needs to put his laundry away and it's been piling up. So I'm going to have him do that before I do that. But yeah, I've got that going too. And that's a good feeling to know I'm going to go to bed without the clothes staying in the dryer and wrinkling. That's a nice feeling. I look forward to brushing my teeth. Um, I look forward to getting another 60 odd some odd steps, so I get my 10,000 steps. And there we go. Yes, Judy just said, "Thanks for reminding me to put the laundry in the dryer while I'm watching." Yes, okay, everybody, what's your laundry situation right now? Do you need to put something from the washer into the dryer? Do you need to put something from the dryer into folded? Even if you're just folding it and maybe putting it on top of the dryer. I'm picturing my own setup. Your mileage may vary. Do you need to maybe just would it help you to just walk around and put some dirty clothes in a hamper? You know? Or maybe you don't want to start the laundry tonight because it would be wet and in the washing machine or wrinkled in the dryer. Maybe what you could do is this. I've done this before. Is I have taken some laundry a from the hamper. I've put it in the washing machine, but I haven't started the washing machine. I'll start the washing machine in the morning when I have the opportunity to make sure it goes from the washer to the dryer and the dryer to fold it. Now I love it. Kate Kager, nice to see you. Kate Kager, clothes upstairs and ready to utilize away. I love it. I love it. Danielle says, I'm going to tidy up my kitchen and do the dishes. That seems to be something a lot of us do kind of at the end, you're winding down. Reminds me, I was just talking to one of my clients about working at Pier 1 Imports back in the day. And at a certain point during the evening, because we closed at 9 o'clock, I swear, attention Pier 1 customers, the time is now 8:45 and Pier 1 will be closing in 15 minutes. Please make your way to the front of the store with your purchases and thank you for shopping at Pier 1. Remember, we close at 9 o'clock. Doors will be locked, something like that, very. So we would start to shift gears at a certain point. We would stop putting out stock and we would start to tidy up from the day. That would be so we could start the day kind of right away. So Danielle is going to tidy up her kitchen and do the dishes. Things got a little messy. That's what kitchens are for. That's why we have such easy to clean surfaces because kitchens get messy. My doggy had a rough night. Oh, but is okay now. So I was loving on her and busy with work during the day. Yes, yes, this will happen. This will happen. When we tend to other things, sometimes other things don't get tended to. But then when we stop tending to the dog or to work, if we want a house that looks and feels and functions better, then we return our focus to those other things. So that was good of you to take care of your pup. That's good of you to do your job so you don't, you have money to pay for dog treatments or something, you know? Um, but yes, feel free, everybody here, feel free to putter and declutter, to tidy up while I'm here. Wipe off a surface. Um, you know what? You can even run your little vacuum or even just something that what is going to help you feel better at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight in just half an hour. And what's going to make it feel good, you feel good when you wake up in the morning. Start to set up your future for success. Yeah. Now, Cheryl is doing the laundry tomorrow, but it is sorted and ready to go in the morning. Love it. Now, yes, an LO 100%. Evening energy is different than my AM energy. Oh my goodness, yes. Now, I am an early bird. I start coaching at 6 a.m. sometimes, and I often am doing my Destination Decluttered YouTube lives in the morning hours. So for me to stay up late, I would be awake, but stay up late till 8 o'clock and doing a YouTube live, yeah, my circadian rhythms, the way I am wired and the way my schedule is, my energy is different in the evening. So I take stock of the energy I have and the time I have, and I try to match my tasks accordingly. I don't try to push myself to do something hard when I know that I can wait till tomorrow morning, and when I'm more bright eyed and bushy tailed, that the thing that feels difficult now will feel better, easier when I feel better, you know? And Christine, I know you appreciate these late lives, and that's why I do that. I do that because I want to show up not just for me, I want to show up for my peeps. And I got some West Coast peeps, you know? No, I love this. Leslie says, and maybe this would help with you too. When Leslie said, when you said 30 minutes left, it gave me a burst of energy. Notice that is a boundary of time. You could like set your timer for 30 minutes and say, okay, I've got a burst of energy. What can I do for this next 30 minutes? As soon as the timer goes off, as soon as Beth signs off, as soon as the bell rings, I can stop what I'm doing. But what do I want? What will make me feel good if I do it now versus later? And what can I do now with that time section and that energy amount? With that recipe, what are some things that I know I could do that can match that, that will make me feel better a half hour from now? Think about that. And um, you can put it in the comments or you can just think it yourself. Now, I just realized I missed a few things. They popped up. I apologize. Penny Meyer says she can consolidated items you need and use every day into a beautiful Longaberger basket. I love it. Yes, use the beautiful items in your home. Use the beautiful items in your home. You are worth it. We had friends over the other day for a movie night. We made tacos, I think. I don't remember what we ate for dinner, but we used the good china. Well, we actually used that for dessert, and we used the fancy forks and knives that were from my great aunt. We didn't wait until Easter. We're using the good stuff now. So, yes, if you have a nice basket, use it, you know? Ellen, nice to see you. Diving into a cross stitch. Pew! After a rough, sad day, moving on. Did you get the pillows? Um, Ellen, I did not get the pillows, but I did look for the pillows. I actually went to Michael's, or excuse me, not Michael's, Joann's. It's a name. And I looked for them. And here was a fun thing. While I did not find them, here was a delight from yesterday. Because I stopped at Joann's and Staples at a certain time, I saw a car that looked like my car. As I pulled up next to that car to drive, because it was parked pretty much where I wanted to park, here was a funny thing. That car was being driven by a friend of mine. So I got to say hi, and we both walked into Staples together. So while I didn't find what I was looking for, I also had an unexpected delight. So I could just focus on the fact that I didn't find those pillow inserts, no biggie. Or I could decide that I'm going to feel so good about the fact that I ran into my friend who also was mentioning this yoga class that she's going to tomorrow night. Now I'm going to go to that yoga class. So to me, I can get a pillow insert anytime. I could probably order one online, frankly, maybe not from Amazon. And but it was so much fun to be out and taking an action. Did I get done what I wanted to? Technically, no. But did something wonderful and delightful that and unexpected happened that would not have happened had I not gone out for that pillow insert? Yeah. So do not underestimate when you take action how unexpectedly awesome things can happen to you. Okay? I hope that helps. Now, here we go. We got some good stuff. Um, Yes, yes, Ellen, I thought about that. Things work out for a reason. You can also find random pillows and cover them. Yeah, I've done that before. Like I've gone to IKEA if they've had a pillow that actually IKEA had some pillow covers, and for a while there I had some actually, you know what's funny? I've got 2 orange pillows out there that I think are IKEA pillow covers that I put over pillows that I didn't like anymore. Yay. There we go. Hey, that one persona. Nice to see you. Joining in a little late, but I so enjoy the company whether I'm actively decluttering or not. Yeah. Notice that hanging out with nice people can make you feel better. And when you feel better, you might sleep better. It might calm down your nervous system. You might sleep better tonight knowing that there are good people in the world, that not everybody's an a hole, that people are doing good things, that you can do good things, and you are surrounded with love, even with people you've never met in real life before. Okay. Now, I love it. LO. And I'm a big planner. Do not underestimate a good plan. Pardon me. I'm getting rid of stuff here. LO says, planning the things I know I can do when I have tomorrow AM energy. I love that. Tomorrow morning, when you've got energy and your tomorrow morning is just like, ooh, what can I get into? You're going to have a list. There we go. I love it. You're just here for the jazz at the speakeasy tonight. Yeah, jazz. Who's that? Oh, is that lady who pretends she's like the, I can't remember. It was like that character somebody did with the lady with the white wig, and she's talking about the jazz hands and stuff. Silly stuff. Silly stuff. I love silly. The world needs a little bit of silly because when you can laugh at things, that's power. When joy is power, kindness is power. Anger is an energy. Um, Knowledge is power. Joy, knowledge, energy, laughter. These are all really good tools to have in your toolkit. They are. They are. Can you imagine somebody who's trying to scare you and you just laugh at them? And ideally, they don't, they're not armed and they're not going to kill you because we're just talking about jerky people in the news. But notice the power of laughter. Notice the power of good people, the love, the heart. That's what I'm going to preach because it's helping me get through these times. And we are in it to win it, right? We are going to play the long, slow game. And that means noticing when our energy tank is down and planning and acting accordingly. Noticing when we have energy, what can we do with this energy? When things feel overwhelming, we're going to recuperate from that overwhelm. We're going to fill our tanks so we can head out again. That's what I'm going to do, and I invite you to join with me, right? Um, I love making a plan. Taking the time to make a plan makes everything easier. It's like it's like a road map for a road trip. It's figuring out what do I want to happen here and writing it down and then doing the things to make it happen. Now I am actually now turning the page. Turn the page. And no, I will not be putting Bob Seger on the playlist, just so you know. I draw my line at that. Um, I heard a really nice song from the Atlanta Rhythm section yesterday because they're playing on this cruise that my husband's playing on a couple of weeks. It's called Do It or Die. Very nice, pleasant little song. You might want to look that up. But I have a plan for tomorrow. I have some things that are chunked in. I bet you do too. Work, meeting, lunch with a friend, whatever it is. But I also have space in between those things. And what I want to offer to you, how about this? Because I was working on this. Yeah. Um, okay, so that one persona. Um, any tips for working through the big sad phases while living with depression? Out of the rough phase now, but found myself in that state last week. What I want to offer in all seriousness is a couple of things. One is if you are feeling depressed and it's going on for longer than you feel it should, much like any other kind of dis-ease in your body, I've got a cold and it's not going away, I can't seem to shake this, please be your best friend and get some help for it. So that one persona, I hope you are, let's just even start with this and anybody else who is feeling depressed and staying depressed and can't seem to shake it on their own, get some help. Get some help from somebody who can really help with depression. And I mean this with psychological help. somebody who is trained professional who can help you with that, because they have strategies and things that I do not have because I am not a trained mental health professional. So my offer to you is to go get some help. But what I will also say is if you had a rough patch last week, but you feel like you're coming out of it, what I say is be kind to your last week self. I hope you were kind to yourself last week. And I hope you looking back on yourself last week is also seeing yourself with love in your eyes and kindness in your heart. I had kind of a crappy week last week myself too. It was cold, it was dark, it was icy. I wasn't getting the exercise that I wanted to. I had a migraine at a certain point. I had a rumbly tumbly, as I like to call it, unfortunately. I wasn't feeling good myself. And I totally saw, like I was talking about my steps, I saw a dip in my steps, but I tried to be nice to myself every day. Okay. Yeah, the big sad's currently medicated in therapy. Yay. Mwah. Yeah, life is gonna life, and life is lifing a lot right now. So just remind yourself that it would be weird if you weren't affected by it. You might want to check to see if you're a zombie or a robot if you're not being affected at any level by what's going on in our country. You just signed on, but I will say this. Earlier in the live, I shared that I am feeling sad about this. It would be fake of me to come on like Susie Sunshine or whomever and being pretending it didn't matter. But I'm saying notice it. Do not try to ignore the feelings. Feel them, but don't wallow. Try to take some small but meaningful actions, no matter how small. As I like to say, when I'm not feeling well physically or mentally, I may be moving slowly. Feel free to write this one down. It's a good one. I may be moving slowly, but I am moving. And ideally, I may be moving slowly, but I am moving in the right direction. Where the hell's I could get the camera. In the right direction for me. Okay? And you're not alone. You're not alone in that. Okay? I hope that helps. Yeah. We are having some wicked rough patches. I cannot even believe that it's only February 25th and so much is going on. I cannot believe it. You know? And so we need to take care of ourselves because we can't just let this get us in the early stages. Okay. And I am here with you to do this. This is why I do a YouTube live pretty much every day, except for when I'm traveling. And sometimes when I'm traveling, I'll pop up and do one. Not all the time. That's why they call it a pop up. That's why I'm doing these decluttering parties to remind you that you're not alone in these times, that there are good people in here and we are helping each other get our clutter done. Because when you remind yourself of the power you have to change something you don't like, you can take action to change that. And maybe you're just practicing in the safe space known as your own house by having these conversations of saying, it's okay that I say I don't like this and I'm going to do something about it. Okay. Heather MC, yay. Been trying to rebuild my strength. Good, hon. Yay. Decluttering 5 pieces of paperwork a day and walking 3 miles a day. Hit my targets 7 days in a row this week. Here's something fun about awesomeness from you is that now that I'm doing these things on YouTube instead of TikTok, I can say yay and I can go like this and I can do this. That is so good. That is so good. And notice how it feels to have a sense of accomplishment when you have like a streak, a wee streak. Now, do you see this? I had some streaks and then I had potholes. Where am I going? I got to finish the rest of my day, but I did pretty good. Don't forget to print one of these out from the members only page. March 1st is Saturday. Okay. I'm going to print a new one out for myself. One I'll probably do during one of our decluttering parties is fill mine out. But yay, notice a little bit at a time, decluttering 5 pieces of paperwork. That's great. Notice when you can assign a number to it that feels easy. Now, here's a funny thing. Notice Heather had numbers. 5 pieces of paperwork, walking 3 miles a day, and hit the target for 7 days in a row because she had a target to aim for. a target of 5, a target of 7, a target of, or excuse me, a target of 3. Very good. So notice that that specificity can help you because then it encourages you to get up and do that. Sometimes having a streak can help you maintain the streak, but if you have had a streak and lost it, which we all will, there is power in showing up and just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, start all over again. I don't know why I'm singing it with my Boston accent, but I often do that to crack myself up. I took a picture this weekend that I sent to my sister of a convenience store in Savannah, Georgia. And I said to her, my brain pronounces this, my innie pronounces this with a Boston accent. I will pronounce it with my non Boston accent, which was Parker's Market. And it cracks me up when my Boston accent looks at that and says Parker's Market, going down to Jackie's Packy, right? So speaking in a different voice can delight you, can crack you up. To say, I can't even pronounce aunt. I have a hard time saying that. I call it Quincy and not Quincy. I know how to pronounce Gloucester, right, Kate Kager? You know what I'm talking about, huh? So notice the things that can bring you joy. Having a little bit of silliness, why the F not? Um, Good for you, Heather. Doing a little bit at a time. Exactly, Gloucester. Gloucester. We are here for your Boston accent. Don't try to hide it and want to. It's so funny. Mine, it comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. I was brought up and I have outgrown certain words because I don't live in that area. But man, when I'm talking to somebody from Massachusetts, it comes back. Um, I also like to bring it out as a party trick. It entertains myself. Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. Right? Yeah. It's the thing that, you got to put a smile. When you're smiling, you're not crying. You know? Hello, packed your car in Harvard Yard? You packed your car in Harvard Yard? Awesome. I think that's wicked awesome. I do. That's great. So, what can you do to bring a smile to your face? You know what is bringing a smile to my face is bringing a smile to somebody else's face. Sometimes, how to help, one of the good ways to help yourself is to get out of yourself and help somebody else. Yeah. I have had mornings, I'll share with you, where I have not felt 100% great, but I have shown up to do a TikTok live or now a YouTube live and done some coaching. And I have felt so much better when I have stopped focusing on me and I've started focusing on how can I help somebody else? How can I show up to help somebody else who's in need? So maybe that's one of those things that you think about that might help you feel better is say how, and not like I can't help anybody until I feel better. You can help somebody and helping somebody else can help you feel better. Now, this is why I coach, not just for me. I mean, I don't do it just for me, but it does make me feel better. I forget that I was feeling crappy beforehand. And for an hour or so, I'm elsewhere. I'm not in my body that was discomfortable. I just made that up. So, hey, this is wicked fun. So, that one persona is planning a trip to Massachusetts in the fall and plan on staying in Gloucester. Okay, Gloucester, a couple of things. First of all, you're going to be on the North Shore. I can't pronounce that. That's me faking it. The North Shore, the North Shore. See, I'm a hybrid now. I'm from away, as they would say if I was not from Maine. I'm from away, so my accent is wonky. But the lobster pot. No, what is it? Lobster Land, and they call it Lobster Land. Okay, Lobster Land is a restaurant there, and our friend Gary occasionally will play live music there. Okay, so also Kate Kager and I would highly recommend in Ipswich the clam box, the clam box that looks like a giant box of fried clams. Yes, it will be pricey. Yes, it will be worth it. Eat a fried clam with a belly. I dare you. It's one of my favorite foods. Eat, just try it. Try it. You may like it and have a wicked fun time. Okay. So, what do we got going here? It's time to shift gears, I think. All right. We got about 10 minutes left. There we go. That one persona, remind me in the fall. I'll be happy to remember, and I may have more tips. Okay. Yes. Whole belly clams. Num, 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 num. So good. Notice that things can bring delight to your life, like a certain taste, and a taste that you don't get everywhere. I can tell you also another thing I would do if I was driving up there, because I am very food directed, especially when I'm home and I get tastes of things I can't get down here, is I would stop at Putnam Pantry. I think it's in 114. I'd Google it, Putnam Pantry. It's a place that we used to go to very, very infrequently. It was when I was a little kid. So I made up for it in my 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s. And they have a make your own Sunday thing, and they have panucci sauce. Oh, so good. If you don't know what panucci is, Google it. It's like the most delicious kind of fudge, but not chocolatey fudge you've ever had. You know? Oh, I love this. Well, here's a really cool thing. Heather MC is getting back about the numbers. She says, "Ooh," and she put little quotes around it. So I must have said it this way, but Heather's an awesome writer, so she probably made what I said sound a little bit better. Numbers are magic. Attach numbers and dates to your dreams. Yeah, yeah. Don't do it to scare yourself, but do it to have some fun. That one persona is asking, "What is the biggest but simplest decluttering tip you have?" I have. Listen to yourself. Yeah. Listen to, and somebody said earlier how I said dis-ease and disease, dis-ease, not making you feel easy. I have a thing right here, and this is so wacky because I didn't even look at that when I was answering this. I looked within, but I have it right up here. Trust yourself. But notice, trust yourself. You have a self. Yourself is one word. Let's split it. Your self. Self. Yourself. You have a self that if you quiet down your backseat driver, if you quiet down your environment, you have a self that's going to tell you, that's going to whisper to you the things you want, how you want things to be. So I think the best way to declutter is to get in touch with that self so you know what is clutter and what is good stuff. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It doesn't. My family, my I grew up in a very traditional New England, the china and the not so much the crystal. I think we had sandwich pressed glass, but that was my grandmother. And the silverware and all of that very traditional. This is the stuff you need. I was chastised in my 20s by my great aunt for wanting Fiesta ware instead of Wedgwood. But that's because she came from a very poor background and she was trying to make sure that I fit in with the moneyed people. She was doing her best. But I have found that I am the happiest and I have the least clutter when I really quiet down the external and turn up the volume on the internal, and I listen to myself, nobody else's self. And I decide I love that pillow, I don't like that pillow. Somebody else says that's worth a lot of money and I should keep it, but I don't want it, maybe I'll sell it. So I would say that one persona for everything. Really getting to know you, getting to know yourself. What are the things that delight you? What are the things that make you go, meh? What are the things you're like, hell no? Right? Those three things. Think of that like the traffic light. You've got a green light, yay! You've got the yellow light, meh, either way, mezza mezza. And then you've got the stop sign, the red light, no. You know, the more you know about those three things, those three categories of things, the more you're just going to have less of the red. You're going to be clearer about what if it's a red yellow light, whether it's really red or green, and you're going to have more fun because you're going to know what you like to do and what you don't like to do. You're going to like the smells, certain smells you like, certain smells you don't like, certain tastes. So getting to know yourself and then honor yourself by taking action to get the things you want. And I say get the things that if I was Heather, I would be rewriting that sentence a little bit better. Not getting the things, but honoring that voice. And if it's leading you someplace good for you that you know is going to feel good, then being that cool person to yourself and helping it. Okay? So, now Ellen says great advice. Ellen, sleep well. She's got this nighty night. Okay, Ellen is couple of steps from bed. I'm going to be doing the self. Am I going to scroll? I don't know. I kind of scrolled last night, and I'll confess to you guys. I went over to TikTok because I have back on my phone, and it was just wasn't the same. Wasn't the same. No, I didn't see a lot of the travel I was looking for. So I'm going to do something else. I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna practice reading again as opposed to scrolling. Yay. Yeah. So you know what? And that one persona, notice that the save it for a rainy day, I mean may need it family heritage. So many people come from that. There is some value in that. And one thing to notice about decluttering too is decluttering doesn't mean that you are required to eliminate anything from your home. Decluttering just is you showing up to touch base and ask yourself the question, I liked this back in the day, however far away that was. Could I live without this now? Do I still like it? Do I want it? Is it making my life easier? And if the answer is no, you can do something about it. If the answer is yes, you can do something about it. And the answer is I don't know, you can do something about it. But please do not live an unexamined life. Examine how you feel about your stuff because how you feel is important. And your stuff makes you feel a certain way, whether you know it or not. Have you ever worn uncomfortable underpants that give you a wedgie? Ugh, you know? So, yeah. So Jennifer's saying, "Oh, that happened to me. Couldn't download TikTok and now reevaluating whether I need it." Yeah. So happy you're on YouTube now too. Yeah, me too. I'm not getting the amount of people I want, but I don't care about that. Quality versus quantity. I am showing up for the people who show up. So thank you for being a person who's showing up. I hope that what I'm doing is having a positive effect on you. I hope you have sweet dreams tonight. I want you to go to bed tonight and instead of looking in the rearview mirror and playing all the bad stuff, no. Stop doing that. Start doing this. Remind yourself of all the good stuff that happened. Maybe what you did is you wrote it down, okay? And then you could read it before you go to bed. Maybe that's what I'll do is I'll go through my book and I'll read all the good stuff. Sweet dreams, okay? Yay, good stuff as we end this half hour. Leslie says, thanks so much. And Beth and the Declutterers. Sounds like a band. One load in the dryer and the last one in the washer. Ironed clothes, suitcase packed, only cosmetics left. Rock on with you. Danielle got the dishwasher loaded and unloaded and neatened up the counter. Yeah. Jennifer, I'm so glad you feel more positive after one of my lives. That's one of the things, the reasons I do it. Because notice when you're not feeling good, when you feel better, you're going to do better. And all I've done for the past hour is really just reminded you to talk nicely to yourself in a nice tone. If you hear the crabbersons start coming up, you put up your, nope, you put the rope up. They're not coming in, right? And you say, I'm going to continue to talk nice. And notice how nice it feels when somebody talks nice to you. Okay. Now I know that wasn't proper English, but it's late and I'm tired. Sue is saying good night, everybody. I'm going to say good night too. And hey, tomorrow I'm doing another YouTube live, 11 a.m. Eastern. Just saying. Okay. Glad you guys. Thank you for keeping me company at this late hour. Huh? Okay. I love this. Always a pleasure. I will see you when I see you. And everybody, please Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.